rocpodcasts.com.
Hey folks, welcome back. It's the Shoot to Thrill podcast. I'm Vinnie Paulino. It's Thursday night. That means it's time for a creep off. But before we start, I want to remind you folks that tonight's episode is brought to you by the good folks at hometownbrewdistillery.com. Make sure you visit them. Their liquor is fantastic. One batch bottles. You're not going to get that anywhere else in the world except for right here in Rochester. They're locally owned and operated. Go see them in any of these fine establishments that sell booze. They sell the good stuff. Go get it. Also, our new sponsor this week, we're very, very glad to have them here. They are, for the very first time, sponsoring the Creep Off, All Heroes Comics, down at 4410 Lake Avenue, Rochester, New York. You go to allheroescomics.com for more information. You could also download their app in the Google Play Store, the Android Store, and all that good stuff. But I'll tell you, folks, you're not going to find a comic book store with a more eclectic and epic selection of back issues. Golden Age, Silver Age, Modern Age. They have it all. All Heroes Comics. Make sure you get down there. Now, folks, it is time for the Creep Off. In the studio with me is Kevin Reynolds, my co-host, my very good friend.
Hey there, Vin.
The guy who...
Do you get some good creeps for us? Or not good creeps, I guess, but, you know.
I got some creeps. I got some people who deserve to be on that list. In the room, actually.
Oh.
Mike Barry tonight. You looking good, Mike?
Yeah, dude, Maslyn's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he really is.
I'm actually kind of weirded out by him.
You haven't tried to touch him at all? Or
Not at
anything?
all, dude. He kind of creeps me out.
You do look very nervous. I got to admit, Barry.
Yo.
Yeah. Well, Dan Maslyn, comedian extraordinaire.
Yeah, there you go.
You could see him performing at open mics mostly.
Pretty much.
He's the best. I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
I headline them sometimes.
Dan Maslin and I have been doing road trips forever. I love this kid. Also, Rochester's fanciest newsman, Marcus Cox. For those of you who are at home and don't know how this game works, I'm about to tell you the story about 5 really awful, terrible people who've performed many wicked acts and deserve to be publicly shamed. Unless they're, innocent, then, oops. But they're all innocent until proven guilty, but they're pretty crappy people. So you guys ready to start this out?
Let's do it.
Let's start with a Father's Day incident, shall we?
Oh.
It was just this past weekend.
It was.
Our creep's name is Robert Lee Campbell, and he woke up Sunday morning, and he was very upset that his pregnant girlfriend did not wish him a happy Father's Day when they awoke in their South Carolina motel.
Go Cox!
That would be the South
Marcus.
Carolina game.
He loves you, Marcus.
Basically, his response to her not saying Happy Father's Day, her reason for not saying Happy Father's Day is technically the child wasn't born yet.
That's a good
and
point.
she's being coy, and he was not in the mood to be coy because he then pushed her into a bathtub, punched her in the legs, and dragged her across the floor. So,
Which is the same way that she got pregnant to begin with.
I can't prove that. That's alleged.
But what are the odds against it? It's,
Right, most likely that's what
I'm just taking a stab. Maslyn's probably right, just like I was right with the Creed and the Beaver.
Yeah, that was yesterday's episode. During a subsequent interview at his parents' house, Campbell acknowledged that they had an argument because she did not wish him Happy Father's Day. He denied, however, striking her or causing damage to the motel room. Campbell, who's nicknamed Jolly and has the word loyalty tattooed on his neck, has previously been arrested for a variety of crimes, including grand larceny, fraud, loitering, auto theft, burglary, and narcotics possession. Yesterday's incident, however, did not add to his lengthy rap sheet. When presented with details of the reported Father's Day assault, a judge decided not to pursue a misdemeanor charge. So, there it is. There he is, Jolly Mon, everybody. He's a very, very happy guy. He is our first contestant in the Creep Off.
Is that M. Night Shyamalan?
No, that guy looks nothing
Oh.
like M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes, he does a little bit.
Nope.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't, I'm
You're
telling
an
you.
idiot.
I'm
Not exactly, not identical, but I'm saying it's close.
Our next creep, ladies and gentlemen, is a
Who's
lady.
this guy?
No, that's a lady, Marcus. Her name is Megan Elizabeth Everett, and she did something kind of weird. She is a mom. She's a mother. She disappeared with her 2-year-old daughter last month to avoid having the child vaccinated. She now faces a federal criminal charge, according to court records. Megan Elizabeth Everett, 22, was last seen on May 6th when Robert Bowman dropped off their daughter Lily in compliance with a shared custody agreement. Lily was supposed to be returned to Bowman a week later, but Everett never showed up. According to court records, Everett left a note for her boyfriend, Carlos Lesters, vaguely explaining her actions. This is what she says to her boyfriend. Not the dad, the boyfriend. You are a great dad, she wrote, with the word great underlined. If I let them take her and vaccinate her and brainwash her, I wouldn't be doing what's right. I cannot let a judge tell me how my daughter should be raised. We will miss you, but I have to leave. She is still at large and she's still out there, but she just doesn't want to have her child vaccinated.
This is a big thing, right? Like a bunch of broads listen to Jenny McCarthy on nonsense,
it's
and
terrible.
But you can't kidnap the kid.
no, that's illegal. Yeah, she's gross.
That's
I was about
really
to say
creepy.
She can join my cult, but she's like hideous.
Yeah, I was
She's
going to
got-
ask,
No,
where's your cult stand on
She
this?
doesn't. She doesn't like brainwashing. So
I
it's
don't
not
really.
gonna
I
work.
don't know. Where do you have a picture of boobs?
Some people just love too much, Vin.
That's true. That's true. So you're saying that she's not a creep, that she just loves her daughter and is trying to do right by her.
Yeah. Gotta
I just think
protect 'em.
she's an uninformed idiot who
Yeah.
too took a kid. And
Yeah.
is- who knows where she's living and what she's telling it.
I know.
Have you heard Jenny McCarthy? That lady makes a lot of sense.
No, she really doesn't.
Has she ever made sense?
She had a show where her
Singled out.
not singled out. She had her own like comedy sketch show. That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
View.
Oh, she was there.
How long was it on for? I missed it. I guess.
Like, I
I
think
missed
it's-
this episode.
I want to say about a season, but like literally one of the sketches I remember is she just
Fighting
like,
off doctors with needles.
You leave
Stay
those
away!
kids alone. Leave those kids alone. No, she just had long armpit hair. I'm the girl with long armpit hair. Like, okay.
I don't remember that
She's
at
just
all.
like
Wow.
unfunny girl.
That's a
So she was
character?
sexy too.
She just, she wasn't. She was just like, had a tad more personality than any other playmate.
Right.
And then she was just famous.
Pretty
she
much.
was one of the first. I mean, dude, singled out.
Yeah.
That was Spank Bang.
She's a good looking
That
girl.
was right around the same time as Salt and Pepper's video, and oh my god, dude, times were wild.
I forget.
Yeah, Barry wouldn't leave his room for hours.
God almighty.
The '96 Olympics with Dominic Mucciano on the gymnastics team, and my mother could never figure out what happened to her hand lotion. It's just,
All right. Well, Megan
just-
Elizabeth Everett, everybody.
We're learning. We're
you
learning
just
some
had-
things.
You just had jelly legs for most of your.
Yeah, he never stuck the landing anytime he tried to get up.
The last half of the 90s and the early 2000s. Jelly Legs Mike Berry. It's the name of this episode. We're calling it Jelly Legs. All right. Our third creep, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Vose. Joshua Vose. He has quite a rap sheet, this gentleman.
no.
He's known, I'm actually going to go, this came from Westward.com. Joshua Vose is what's known in the incarceration business as a recidivist. Punish him for doing a crime, say taking the creepiest pics imaginable. It doesn't stop him from doing it again. Granted, he did mix things up a little bit for his latest gambit. His first two busts involved a camera on his shoe. Now he's going to jail for an extended stretch after admitting to planting a camera in a porta potty. So yeah, he went to jail for 4 years for walking around with a camera on his shoe and just walking and putting his foot like between ladies' legs to see up their dresses.
Did you have to like click it against their heel to push the button?
He just
Like
has
he
to
got caught
stop.
because it was a disposable Kodak camera.
He's got it.
And he's like, thing.
He's walking around. He's got the camera down there. He's got one of those like powder flashes. And just poof, sit still. Now you got to sit still for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Don't move.
Don't move, or it won't, develop right.
I like the idea of him having just a Kodak disposable just taped to his shoe. Just
And then
duct tape.
He sits down and he's got to like advance it along.
He just scraped his foot on.
All right.
Time to be creepy again. The next time around, he got into a little bit more trouble. In 2011, he was arrested at City Market in Grand Junction after he was again spotted acting strangely. Surveillance video from the store showed him coming up to a woman from behind and sliding his foot under their dresses. Cops checked out his new doodad, and it was a camera lens attached to his shoe top and connected via a wire to a battery in his pants. They reportedly found 11 videos featuring what they described as private parts or undergarments. So, yeah.
It's one of those new Adidas SLRs.
Must be. He's pretty good. I didn't know those were out yet. I thought they were coming out next spring. So, our internet is out, and this is a 2-page story.
So would he just walk up and like he'd have to like do a split to like slide his leg
I'm
underneath?
like, what are you
for
gonna
a little
see?
bit?
Really, like the best thing you're gonna see is the girls like that like don't wear panties under them summer dresses. That's all. That's the best thing you're gonna see. I don't understand creeps like this because it's like,
It doesn't matter. It's the thrill of being naughty.
yeah, I know, but technology's advanced so much that you don't like. What's the point of that? It
Well-
seems like a lot of work for.
Yeah, just go on the internet and type in naked women, and you get like 1 billion
Done.
results. You don't need to do all that stuff. It's a lot of extra work.
Well, somebody's got to get those pictures, Dan Maslyn.
Well,
Might as
somebody
well
already
be
had-
that.
They're already there.
It
Yeah,
might as
you
well
can
be
do
this
more
guy.
now.
You pay them in coke like the old ways, God.
Exactly.
Now listen. Last October, according to the same police department, a 13-year-old girl was using a portable toilet at a junior service league park when she noticed something that didn't belong. A camera was mounted inside. The girlfriend informed her dad and subsequently provided investigators with a description of a vehicle she'd seen in the lot that day. The information eventually led police to Vose, who, after serving a search warrant on his residence, officers collected a computer and assorted storage devices and began looking through them for questionable material. Guess what, guys? Shocker, they didn't have to look too hard. They found 175 images and 25 videos of women doing their business using what appeared to be the park's portable toilet.
Did
It's
he
the
just
world's
have a-
worst
like,
screensaver.
folder on his desktop, like porta potty photos. They didn't-
Porto
Why are
pics.
people into that? Like we talked about Chuck Berry.
Oh, yeah,
Being
he
into
did the
that.
same thing.
And okay, porter potty's even a step lower. And
Yeah, that's
are
gross.
they separated by gender generally? Like usually it's just I always see porter potties as just like it's a porter potty. I mean,
Well, he probably had to go through and edit it to get the best.
Oh,
stuff.
listen,
I'm
man,
assuming
you're gonna
he
get
did.
some sausage in that video. I think if it's in just the porta potty,
what? This dude's creepy. Why are you talking about him?
because it's the creep off, stupid.
Point of the whole thing.
All right,
I get it.
Thanks, guys.
all right. Here we go. Here's our next creep, our fourth creep. That was Joshua Vose. Kamaraj Samlal. Is that how you say that, Marcus? You're good with names.
Hell yeah.
All right, very good.
He couldn't care less. That's
This
great.
guy, he told police he was only joking when he tried to ignite gasoline that he had accidentally spilled on his wife in her bed. Kamish Samuel, 43, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. In court Monday before Broward Judge Jay, what is going on?
You got a commercial playing
A
on the.
commercial for what is it, Viagra or
I hope it's
Oh,
Viagra.
yeah, all the little kids running around.
What is happening? The internet went out and now it's back on, and it's blowing up my computer. There we go. Sorry, kids.
There's an edit.
Sorry, kids. In court Monday before Judge John J. Hurley, Samuel's wife cried and defended him as a great guy. Basically, the story is this. Samuel, a maintenance worker, he basically came home drunk one night with friends. His wife told him that he was a bad father for not spending time with their daughter, who was 9, and their son, 14. The son saw his father then get a red gas can from the backyard, bring it into the house, and throw fuel on his mother, police said. He denied pouring the gasoline on his wife and the bed and said the fuel spill was accidentally. He only wanted to scare her so she would stop bothering him. That's all. Samuel told the police he took the lighter from his pocket and tried to light the gasoline as a joke.
That's
you know?
hilarious.
Well, he was winking at his son, according to him, when he did it. What? Hey,
Hey, son, isn't your mom hot? Ha ha! Oh, she's dead.
piece of shit,
yeah.
this guy.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But his wife went to court and defended him. The judge said, this court has no doubt that if the lighter would have sparked, you wouldn't be here right now, the judge told the lady. So I have to laugh. It's kind of a weird situation. The fumes inside the house were so strong that police officers became lightheaded and had to go outside. The wife initially said she was in fear of her husband of 16 years, but after seeing him in custody, she didn't want to prosecute.
Been there.
I'm just telling you.
You have been there, haven't you?
How creepy is that, though? Like, the guy literally, went and got gas. He's like, you're going to stop bothering me forever. And then his lighter wouldn't work. He's like, oh, I'm just kidding.
Just joking.
kidding.
LOL.
Just,
Ha.
I'll clean up the gasoline, honey. We don't need to get the authorities
No,
involved.
he
in this
made
story.
her clean it up. Obviously,
Right.
He wasn't gonna do it himself.
So I
Yeah.
missed.
And then he dictated a strongly worded letter to Zippo.
Yes, exactly.
Take this
I
down.
tried to kill my wife and you ruined it.
All right. Our final creep contestant of the week is Timothy Deegan.
Yes. This guy.
Why do you like this guy?
Should be interesting.
Because he was a pretty
Naughty boy.
very naughty boy.
He is from Florida, Gainesville. Shocker.
Oh my God.
He is accused of keeping 3 women trapped in his home as sex slaves for months. Timothy Deegan, 53, is facing 3 counts of human trafficking, and deputies say they were made aware of the well-known Alachua County accountant's alleged crimes back in December when deputies arrested him on sexual battery charges. According to the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, the incident in December led to further investigation, which uncovered evidence of drugs, prostitution, and human trafficking. He has been having females live in his residence, Sergeant Becky Boschker told the station. He had been providing them drugs in exchange for sex. He also been providing transportation, hotel rooms in order for them to participate in prostitution activity.
So he's a pimp.
Yeah. They said that he kept tabs on the women's using video surveillance and would track them with GPS on their cell phones. He's recorded their sex acts, and he's controlled the females by providing them drugs. Yeah. Deegan is currently being held in the Alachua County Jail on $300,000 bond. So, yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. He lived in a quiet Gainesville neighborhood. Like, he has a nice-looking house here. But basically, he was picking up hookers and then getting them hooked on more drugs.
Sure.
And
That's
just kind of keeping them there. And he wasn't paying them. He was sending them out to prostitute and stuff and not paying them. And
yeah.
he's a Gators fan, and that's all you need to know about him.
He was caught by Liam Neeson after he kidnapped his daughter.
This isn't.
That's what happened.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of disappointed in that creep
Why?
because that's what they do.
Right. He is a pimp.
That's the whole. That's what pimps do. They find women, they get them hooked on heroin, and then they make them do stuff.
But
for money.
he's like a Walter White kind of guy. He's an accountant. You know, he's just kind of not a cool dude.
Yeah, sure. He's a white dude. I mean,
fair enough. So those are our creeps. We're going to be right back. We're going to be right back after these messages, and we're going to decide on who the winner of this week's creep.
Oh, hello there. Fancy newsman Marcus Cox here. When I'm not busy bringing joy and information to literally dozens of people, I enjoy creating fine works of art. Every artist needs a muse, and mine is the New York State of Mind collection from Hometown Brew. Each bottle of Hometown Brew is handcrafted and distilled by a real chef, locally, right here in Rochester. So while I'm creating masterpieces, I can enjoy a masterpiece right here in my glass. A Rochester original. Hometown Brew is available at these fine retailers. Remember, Rochester, always drink responsibly and never ever drink and drive. For more information, visit hometownbrewdistillery.com.
And we're back. It's the Shoot to Thrill podcast. We are in the middle of the creep off, brought to you by the good folks at All Heroes Comics. Go to allheroescomics.com to find out more information, and make sure you download the app on your smartphone. You will not regret it. That is a wonderful store, and they have the best selection of back issues you're going to find anywhere in the city of Rochester. So check out All Heroes Comics at 4410 Lake Avenue. Also, don't forget hometownbrewdistillery.com, and go see our good friend Jason Kropidlowski at the Rappa Theater on June 27th. It's going to be a heck of a show. Live hypnosis right there in the room for you. www.rappatheater.org or call 585-325-3366 for tickets. Now, guys, before we left, we were doing the creep off, and we talked about our 5 creeps. Let's go back and refresh them very quickly. Robert Lee Campbell. He's not a father yet, but he's already a really bad one. He was accused of throwing his pregnant girlfriend into a bathtub and assaulting her on Father's Day because she didn't say Happy Father's Day to him. Megan Elizabeth Everett, Jenny McCarthy acolyte, kidnapped her 2-year-old child to avoid her from getting shots. Joshua Vose, creepy voyeur guy. He's putting duct tape and cameras into his shoes, and he's putting cameras in porta potties. What else do you need to know about this guy? And then finally, well, not finally, Kemraj Samlal, he threw his wife on a bed and covered her in gasoline and then couldn't get the lighter to work, and it was all just a lark. He was just playing around, just a joke. And then finally, Timothy Deegan. Basically, the guy was a pimp, right, Mike Barry?
yeah.
He was a pimp. So let's decide. Who is your choice, Kevin Reynolds? Who's this week's winner of the Creep Off?
I gotta go with the guy who had tried to keep the heat in his marriage.
You got to go with Camille.
I think so.
That's what I'm calling him, Kamraj.
He was a faulty lighter away from murdering his wife.
You should always go with the Bic. Always go with the Bic. If you're going to the gas station, you're going to buy a lighter, Bic's the way to go. Mike Barry, who are you voting for?
I'm not voting for the pimp. It's between that guy, the
Joshua
Kaczynski guy. Yeah, the guy with the pictures. Because the porter potties are disgusting. It's just the fact that it wasn't even a bathroom. It's a porter potty. Like, ugh. Those places are disgusting. That grosses me out. And sure enough, this dude, the taxi driver there who tried to kill his wife via fire.
So who are you voting for?
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
You got to pick one, dummy.
Okay. I'm going to go with the guy with the pictures.
Pictures?
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy. I agree with you. Dan Maslyn.
See, I'm in a tough. I think I'd have to say the setting his wife on fire guy because I mean pictures. Yeah, it's unsettling, but I mean if you're gonna set your wife on fire, I feel like that's slightly worse.
Mr. Sam Lowell, you're in the lead. Marcus Cox.
You see, Vin, voyeurism really does it for me. That's
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to go with that guy.
Mr. Our good friend over here, Kamajra Sam Lal. Well, I got to tell you, you got 3 votes in a room full of 5 people. You are this week's creep. Kamraj Sam Lal, you're the winner.
That's not what he said.
No,
He didn't say that
I said
at all.
the picture taker.
Guy.
Oh, you voted for the picture taker? Yeah. All right, then we're tied. And I guess I'm going to have to choose. And so I don't look like an idiot. I'm going with the guy who tried to set his wife on fire.
There you go.
But, dude,
What? You're okay with that?
that could be a culture thing.
It doesn't make it.
No,
that
it's
doesn't-
not.
Setting someone on fire does
just
not make it
throwing it
okay
out
if it's a
there.
cultural thing.
What culture is that?
You're just making pigs in a blanket.
Now listen, this is the creep off. You are right. This is who is the most creepy guy. Now I'm looking at these two. I might have a beer with Mr. Sam Lal. He looks like he might be a good time.
Hey, looks like Machete.
No, I'm not talking to that dude.
He does look like Machete. That's funny.
But this guy right here,
Not
Joshua
talking to him
Vose,
at all.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
true.
He looks like Leonard from Let's Go to Prison.
Yeah, Michael Shannon.
He looks like Michael Shannon. Let's Go to Prison.
How high up does his head go above that shot? At
Probably
He's a
substantially.
Marvel
It
Comics
looks
character.
like it's quite. It's like he's villainous.
Up to the top of the P.
Conehead.
He's I was gonna say he's going at.
Oh, that's
Bell
so much
Dars hit some rough
scarier
times.
if he has wispy stuff in the back that you can't really see.
All right, fine. You talked me into it, Mike. I'm going with
Ah,
Joshua
you
Vose.
racist.
How does that make me racist? I'm going with the white
Because
guy.
I said it was a cultural thing, trying to lead you in to pick him because you're racist against Arabs. Gotcha. Ah.
I won't
I'm
comment on
not
that 'cause I'm
racist
assuming we're
against
gonna cut it
anybody
out.
except for cult leaders. I hate you so much. All right, folks, that's the creep off, and there's our winner, Joshua Vose. You're pretty gross, dude. Have fun in prison. I bet you just might. Now, folks, it's time for a new segment that we introduced last week. We're going to kick it over to our very, very special friend, Mr. Kevin Reynolds.
Oh,
Are you ready to go, buddy?
yeah, that makes me special.
Yeah.
That makes me feel nice.
Last week, we started a new game where Kevin is going to tell us 3 different scenarios. We're going to show you the cover of a movie that you probably have never seen. This week, what's it called, Kevin?
Anyone seen it? 6 String Samurai.
No, but I kind of want
opening weekend.
Yeah, the opening weekend. Marcus was there.
He was standing in line to get in.
Here's how this game works, kids. He's going to give us 3 descriptions of the episode of this, or 3 descriptions of this movie,
3 possible descriptions.
right? And we are going to have to try to sort out which one is the actual description of 6 String Samurai.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, go
All
for
right,
it.
here we go. Number 1. A small village is sick and tired of being preyed upon by the roving hordes that rule their homeland. The village elders send out emissaries to find anyone willing to help defend the village in return for what meager compensation the village can afford. Only one such envoy returns, bringing with him 7 wandering, nameless troubadours. It will be up to these men and their musical talents to shield the village from its attackers.
Okay,
That's 1.
I like that movie.
2. In an America that in 1957 was decimated by Soviet nuclear attacks and made into an inhospitable wasteland, only the Kingdom of Elvis in Las Vegas holds out against the Red Army. But when the king dies, a call goes out for musicians to come to Vegas to attempt to seize the kingdom. Sword-swinging rocker Buddy answers the call and battles his way through gangs of marauders, cannibals, and the remains of the Russian army in his quest to sit upon Elvis's throne.
I like that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I think I saw it, though. I think it was 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Wasn't that it? Same thing.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
It is.
Kurt Russell
Wouldn't
banging
I?
Courtney Cox right in like the first 3 minutes.
All right. What's our third choice?
Third choice. In feudal Japan, the land has been overrun by the armies of a single despotic warlord. The heavy-handed conqueror institutes a series of new laws to further hammer down the will of his new subjects, going so far as to outlaw all forms of music and making the possession of instruments punishable by death.
Oh, this is Footloose.
Yeah.
Japanese footloose.
He's got it. He won. No. This goes too far for a band of renegade samurai minstrels, hell-bent on using their swords to defend their lutes.
Wow. So our three choices is there's a small village, and they're being preyed upon by roving hordes, and they need someone to defend them, and all they could find is 7 wandering, nameless troubadours.
Yes.
Or 1957's America destroyed by the Soviets, and the Kingdom of Elvis is the only thing that is left. Or Japanese Footloose.
Japanese footloose. I like that.
Okay. Mike Barry, A, B, or C?
Going A.
Okay. Small village is sick and tired of being preyed upon, and they have the 7 nameless troubadours. Daniel Maslyn.
I'm going to say the second one only because I don't think Kevin's smart enough to come up with something like that. So I think this
Right, the one about the Elvis in Las Vegas. Okay. Marcus Cox.
Okay, here's where I blow up your spot, Kevin.
Okay.
The cover of the movie
Oh, sure.
has 7 nameless wandering troubadours on it.
Does it?
It has 8.
No, he brings with him 7.
Right. Okay.
So there's 7 wandering nameless troubadours behind him. So I have to go with A.
Okay,
Yeah, he's going with A.
I'm going with B. I'm going with the Elvis movie against the commies, and the only reason B is because that guy looks like kind of like Buddy Holly, and you said that the guy's name is Buddy, and that's the desert. They're in the desert,
It is the desert.
so I'm going with B.
So what do we got? We got 2 A's and 2 B's.
Yeah. What is the correct answer, Kevin Reynolds?
Elvis.
Hello.
Kingdom of Elvis.
Come on.
I kind of want to see this movie. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
that sounds
darn
really
great.
awesome.
Now, who's in it? Tell us more about the movie.
I don't know. I don't really recognize anyone that was in it. It actually came out, I want to say, like early 2000s. So it isn't that old. But yeah, it's basically like, in an alternate universe. We've been bombed out, and the Red Army's got Elvis surrounded in Vegas, the only place left.
All right, man. We got to go out there. We got to fight them commies.
Yeah. Yeah, but then Elvis dies, and, they never
In
call him
on
Buddy
the toilet?
Holly.
Does he die on the toilet?
They don't get into that. I didn't. What I read, I didn't actually see
That is Buddy Holly? It's supposed to be Buddy Holly?
It's they don't name him, but that's why it's 1957. Like he's one of the survivors.
Him and his co-pilot, the Big Bopper.
Yeah. Well,
The two of them, they call him the Big Bopper because he just beats communists.
I heard
With
that
a
not
club.
very good at flying, though.
Yeah. It ends poorly for that for that team.
but this is an alternate universe. So,
Oh.
All right. Well, that's I don't even know what we're calling that segment. I think we should call Marcus. What do you think about this name for that segment? Kevin finally did something. That's what we call it.
I like it, and I hate that he's getting confident in it after just a week. You can see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
Why do you hate that?
Oh, it's just fun.
Oh, it's fun to hate.
Just fun to
Hatred
hate on
is
Kevin.
enjoyable.
I just saw that cover and I'm like, this looks interesting. He's got a guitar. He's got a samurai sword.
Yeah, I had to go with the desert, and that guy looks like Buddy Holly, man. That's sold it for me. But, folks, I got to thank you so much for watching. It's been a great time. Don't forget to check out allheroescomics.com for more information on them. You could also just go down to the store, peruse. You're going to find some cool stuff. And also, if you're going out, having a party, going to a party, get some hometown brews. Support local. And we will see you tomorrow night with Cox News, everybody. Thank you for watching. Don't do anything that Dan Maslyn wouldn't do. Thank you. Good night.
ROCpodcasts.com.